Hi guys, this is Rob from Iceboxauto here today. I'm just going to show you an install we've done, which is on a Toyota RAV4. Now this is the 2013 plus car, which I believe. So what you get for your money is this 9-inch screen here, and this frame, which obviously the vents are original to the car, which you slot into our frame. So just I think on this car, I think there's a left hand and a right hand version. I think that the frame does slightly have a little peak on one side, so just make sure you get left and right or right and drive. We always do the diligence after we take an order anyway, so if you're out in the UK and you order left hand drive, we'll take be in touch with you just to do the double checks on the car. Okay, so this is the Style 3 HV range, which Style 3 is the 8-core processor version. I think it's got for the 464 gig of RAM. As you can see, this is the home page, so you can change the home page if you want in the back end settings, just with a password, but this is quite nice, this interface anyway, because you get like little shortcuts on here. So this is your MP3 player, this is a little speed, you can change that to kmh or go back to miles if you're obviously in this country, and obviously you have a little Google Maps shortcut here. There's your radio interface there, there's a little shortcut for that. All these items down here, the icons should say customised, so you can customizable, so you can change them if you want. You can simply put that one there and then put your vehicle settings app on there, and it changes on there anyway. So just to give you a little rundown of what it's got, so you'll have like if you adjust the air temperature, you can see a little bar that comes up here and shows that, just to let you know it's a nice little feature to look in terms of visual, but you can't actually touch it. So obviously if you press any of them there, nothing's going to happen other than me pressing the icon, so nothing's going to really happen on that, to be honest with you, if you press the touchscreen, because they're not designed for that. You'll find some radios where you'll actually remove the AC panel, especially the Tesla vertical ones we sell. If they are remove the original buttons, then they will become touchscreen, but as you can see a little bit lower down in the video here, these obviously remain in place. Obviously you use these, but it does show up on there, which is a nice feature. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a little rundown of the system here. So this app here is basically the CarPlay app, and the Android Auto app. So basically if you are using an Android phone, you're going to get an Android Auto interface. If you use an Apple like me at the moment, you're going to get the CarPlay interface, which is this one here. This pretty much is like a hub app, so it brings over any phone calls, navigation, music apps into the one hub, and also you have your SIRI support, so obviously you can say that and say call this person, that'll do it for you anyway. Just to show you it's nice and quick and responsive. On the CarPlay, these are just apps which are being brought over from my phone. There's my Google Maps there. Let me just go back one. There's my SoundCloud, that's why I listen to my music to. TalkSport, which is a radio. This is a DAB radio app here. WhatsApp, WeChat. These are just messenger apps here. There's your Apple Maps there. So obviously that takes that there too. This app is always reliable onto the data on your phone, so you do need to have a good signal here, which I've got 5G at the moment. This is why this sort of app, if you do go in between phone masts and your signal drops out, it will affect this app here. So just going back over to the Android series. So there's your FM AM radio here, so obviously that's the interface there. It does work with the steering wheel controls. Let me just see if I can find the right side.
Square patch of grass.
I'm pressing that one there. There's my skip buttons. And the volume buttons are there. So basically it works with the steering wheel controls too. Also does work with the rear camera. This is the OEM camera here too. So obviously the original camera of the car, this is what it's got. So obviously it does link up to the original cameras. No need to put an aftermarket one in if you've got it. Or you can put an aftermarket one, it's entirely up to you if you haven't got it. So just going back onto here, there's my Bluetooth menu. As I say, you won't use that menu if you're using the CarPlay, the Android Auto, but if you are not using that, then obviously you can use that. It's got phone book support. I haven't uploaded my phone book to it, to be honest with you, because obviously I don't want you nosing at any names on my contact list. It's got music streaming, so if I've got music on my phone, I can stream it through the Bluetooth. I can do that too. Music. Okay, so this is just like a little demo app that's on there. So this is for the USB cable that comes with the system, so you can put all your music and your albums, if you're old-fashioned, onto your USB pen and play it through one of the cables. Alternatively, you can do that with also the video. Put your movies onto a pen drive and play your films through there. Let me just see if this loads up here, because sometimes they have a little demo video on here too, which, let's have a little look. There you go. Just to show you the quality of the image on it. So as you can see, a nice little HD screen. You can also have, 1 second, believe it or not, that's my son trying to give me a call. So I'll give him a call back in a minute. Okay, so just going back to this here, so you can have picture in picture if you want. Do that too. Don't know why, because it's too small, that, to be honest with you. File manager. So if you want to upload anything from external apps, or if you know what that's all about, then you know what that's all about. But normally a lot of people tend to put the IPTV on it and do it through this one here. Gallery, pretty much senseless if you ask me. So this is your car vehicle app here. So obviously this will show you information from your old screen and bring it over onto the new one. So as you can see, some trick computer information there. There's amplifier settings. So obviously this is where you control the amp of the car. Do that too, TPMS. So it looks like it's working with the original TPMS type version of it and the setup. So a lot of people tend to ask questions about what it's got and what it hasn't got. We have to be dead careful about what we answer about car computer information, because as I say, we might say yeah it works with it, and it might work with 98% of it, and then you might find one thing missing. So we never confirm what it works with and what it doesn't. What we do is show in the video what it's got, but that's English. Just show basically what it's got in here. So I'll just slowly scroll through it so you can have a little look what's on here. Don't know what the Chinese things are down there. So you see, there's quite a lot to this, to be honest with you. So didn't think there'd be that much, to be honest with you. So there you go. So I'll just show you that there. So going over to the application center here. So this is where all your apps are, just to show you how quick and responsive it is. You'll get that with an 8-core processor. A lot of people always ask questions about the lag and stuff like that, but you don't get nothing with an 8-core and plenty of RAM. If you're going to be buying cheap, you end up buying twice, because a lot of people go onto eBay and buy the £110 ones, even £70 ones on AliExpress. A lot of these manufacturers, they tend to advertise them, but don't advertise what the spec is often. So if they're not advertising a spec and telling you what the processors is, they're basically hiding behind the fact that basically they don't want you to know. So you've got to get like really low processors and RAM, and a lot of the cheaper versions, and all that causes is just basically lag and freezing and stuff like that. The only reason is because a lot of memory is taken up by the internal apps, and also every time you use an app, there's memory built up in the background, and also some of the apps like need a lot of memory, and the processor speed is not adequate enough on the 4-core. So if you're using like the Google Maps and stuff like YouTube and stuff which use a lot of memory, then obviously it does need a decent processor. So this is why you get a lot of low-end systems, poor cheap ones on the market, which just basically cause a lot of issues. These ones have an 8-core one, which you'll probably find pretty much in a lot of smart devices today. So okay, so I'm just going to give you a little rundown of this. So it's got an auxiliary input, so you have 3 AUX ins, or 3 LR and an in for the sound. If you want to stick a TV box to there with them sort of similar inputs, you can do. Calculator, everyone knows what that is. This one's your CarPlay Android Auto. We've got a couple of browsers here if you want to do a bit of internet shopping or internet searching. Chrome, Google if you want. File Manager, showed you that one before. It's got a DSP sound processor built into it, so if you want into your sub, your amps and your outputs and like to customize it, then you've got a lot of options there to actually play around with there. Google Maps, music, showed you that. Navi, pretty much showed that. There's your operation guide if you want to have a little read over it in terms of the instructions, do it that one there. There's your Play Store, so if you want to download any apps onto the system, just create an account if you've not already got one, log onto there, and then you have all your app center where you can download whatever apps of choice. Steering wheel controls, don't need to touch that. Well, let's have a little switch. We'll switch off that little button's annoying because it brings up that, so we'll switch it off just by that there. So there you go. Vehicle settings, showed you that one earlier. YouTube, you're probably watching this on this channel, so obviously no need to go into that. Voice search, that's just the Google app, so you do need to give it an internet connection. So you can use that if you want, and say Liverpool, and then basically it'll give you a browser search on that. And one last thing is your back-end settings. So this is where all like your SIM cards and your Wi-Fi information there. If your display, sound, GPS storage and stuff like that, you can have a little tweak of that. General, just going down there, just little tweaks, few things to tweak on that if you want. It's not much you need to change without us letting you know what it is. Password for this is 3368. So if you want to change anything in there, but don't touch the car model, whatever you do, unless we tell you. But there's things like switching off radar and parking and stuff like that in there. don't really need to touch much of that one, to be honest with you. User and also system. Just to show you the about device, shows the latest Android 14 on this one, and just to show you whatever there, but not much going to be cop for you if you just want a radio. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it to an end today, guys. Hope you liked the video. We'll put the link down below in the description, all our contact details as always. If you've got any questions, put them into the comments box down below, or give us a call or email, whatever. So hopefully see you soon, and have a nice day now. Take care, bye bye.